Welcome to EnVision Center News, where we discuss community impact and involvement with today's nonprofit leaders and philanthropists.
Gabe, hello and welcome to the podcast. Very excited to talk about these new developments that are happening in our community. But before we get to today, bring me to the past. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having us again. My background, my backstory, I did take up psychology for school, and actually for grad school, I was going for sports psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to work with athletes and teams and all that. But one of my internships that I had, it was with underserved youth, and most of whom had mental health issues and challenges. So that was kind of my first taste of working in this field. My wife and I moved to North Idaho about 10 years ago now. Yeah, about 10, 11 years. And I started working in this field with young adults who were transitioning back into, either going back to school or finding work.
Did a job
program.
pull you here, or did you
No, when we started having kids, we wanted like a slower and lifestyle, more space, a nice area to raise our kids. My wife's from Virginia, and she grew up in a small town, and she was kind of wanting that again. We met when we were in school in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
So while it was fun, it was not necessarily ideal for us at least.
Gotcha. So you moved up here just knowing we want to slow down a little bit, didn't have a job necessarily locked in, and then you found something once you got here.
Right. We had some family. Her oldest sister lived here already for a few years, and was raving about how awesome the area was, and we were like, let's try it, and we no regrets since.
Did you, so once you had that internship and you were working with the youth, did you go, okay, now I don't want to do sports stuff, or were you like, that's nice, but I still want to do the sports psychology?
Yeah, right. That was still the goal, but it definitely opened up a new avenue. Shed some light on what is now my passion, working with people with mental health challenges. And when we moved here, it kind of coincided with what was available in the area. There were some smaller nonprofits or agencies working with similar populations. So, having a little bit of experience, I wanted to kind of, try it out more. And that's kind of where it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what is it that you're doing now?
So right now I am the program director for Sandcreek Connections. It's the newest program of NAMI Far North. So NAMI is a National Alliance on Mental Illness. And we're a member of Clubhouse International. And what that is obviously in the name. It's an international coalition of clubhouses. There are upwards of 370 clubhouses throughout the world, most of which are obviously in this country, about 250, I want to say.
Okay.
It's been around. The model's been around since the 50s and 60s. It started in New York and has spread since. And we're very proud to be the first clubhouse in Idaho.
And are all the clubhouses, do they all do something are they all oriented around mental health?
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
And can you talk more about that model? You said you follow a model. What is the model?
Right. So the main mission and vision is that recovery is possible for people with mental health challenges, whatever they're going through. Of course, it's not linear. There can be setbacks, but that's our belief, is that recovery is possible. People just need certain support systems in place. And that's what we're trying to provide here, is a space where people can continue to work on themselves and progress through their recovery journey. So the way I'd like to explain it is, so people who are going through mental health challenges, maybe they may have a counselor or a provider that they see maybe once a week, right, for an hour. The rest of the time, there's a lot of times there's isolation. Sometimes they can go back to like bad habits or just kind of are a little bit directionless, right? So that's the space we're trying to occupy, is for the rest of the time that they are not seeing their provider, we want to have a safe space where there's no stigma against mental health, where they can continue to work on what they want to work on, and have purposeful work. It's not just busy work that our members are doing in the clubhouse. It's actual meaningful work that they're participating in, because they know that without them, the clubhouse is not existent.
Right. So that's kind of the cool thing about this, is that the folks that use it as a place to gather also have to take care of the building.
For sure.
And it's not like the roof is bad. Somebody has to get up there and fix the roof. You'll hire somebody for that. But what other kinds of tasks and chores and responsibilities do the members have?
Pretty much everything. It's from the quote unquote simplest tasks of keeping the place clean and decorating, to preparing and serving lunch for each other. That's a huge part of the day. A lot of the times, going back to isolation, a lot of our members maybe don't have friends and family in town, or may have burned bridges already and don't have those healthy connections. So having that time where somebody's serving you food, or you're serving somebody food. Yeah, it's a big component of recovery. It's having that sense of community. Other things like running our finances, helping pay bills, and making sure everything is paid for. Running our social media account. When I interviewed for the job, I was interviewed by a team of members. So yeah, when I say everything, it is quite literally everything our members have a hand in.
Okay. And how do people kind of like voluntarily check themselves in? Does a provider sort of prescribe them the clubhouse? Right. How do they find out about you and then use this as a resource for them and an awesome experience? It's
a great question. Initially, when we first started, we did have and we still do, we have a memorandum of agreement with Conexu. So they, along with all the different local providers like Bonner General, Sandpoint Psychotherapy, they give referrals. We already have a little bit of connection with them when we started. But as we grow, we've seen like word of mouth is very effective. Like a lot of our members that have experienced what a clubhouse, what Sandcreek Connections is already, like advocate not only for themselves but also for others, and go around town and let people know that, hey, this is very, very beneficial for me. You might want to give it a try. So right now, a lot of our new members are coming from referrals from current members as well.
Okay, and so you're the program director.
Yes.
What kind of programs are you creating? Is it more like, hey, we're doing kind of fun recreational things, or are you actually giving people sort of, I don't know what the right word is, like actual treatment methods to help them get better?
Right.
Where's that line, I guess, for you?
So the Clubhouse International model, by design, it's non-clinical. We don't have like a psychologist in place or a therapist in-house. And that's by design. We want to occupy the space where, like I said a while ago, where after you see your therapist or after you see your whatever provider, you can work on it in the quote-unquote real world, in a safe space where there's without stigma. We do that. Our main way of doing that is what we call the work order day. And again, going back to what we talked about a while ago, the meaningful work is all done through that work order day. So from 10, our schedule right now is Mondays through Friday, and from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., that's our regular work order day. We start the day with a morning meeting where we check in with each other. Members typically lead the meeting as well. We check in and see how everybody's doing. A big part of it is going through at least one standard, Clubhouse International standard a day. And what that is Clubhouse International has every year or every 2 years renews its ethical standards, basically. So for us, it's like our Bible, right? These are the standards that we abide by. More importantly, for our members, it's kind of like what they can expect to get from a clubhouse. So it's everything from outlining that membership is absolutely free for them and lifetime and voluntary. They can come and go whenever they want, and they'll always be a member, to everything from what they can be part of including budgeting, recruitment, and things like that. That is part of the model. So that's a big part of the morning meeting as well. Then we go over announcements, personal celebrations, and then we sign up for the different tasks throughout the day. So there are the daily tasks like, keeping the place in order, lunch, like we talked about, is a huge thing. And then there are weekly projects and weekly tasks as well that are more, bigger picture things. Like we have a garden program right now. We're creating a community garden where we want to learn how to make produce, good vegetables and fruits that we can not only use in the clubhouse and give to our members, but possibly even have as another source of revenue, sustainable revenue for the clubhouse. So that's kind of the main method of or medium of support for the clubhouse is the work order day. But other programs within the day, we have it as more of like an after work activity. So we have that part of as well, where it's not only work, but we have that social recreation on Thursdays or like a sports circle on Tuesday, where members can either unwind or not just focus just on work.
Okay.
Right.
Now, someone might hear this and be like, I have a family member, a friend, or somebody that I think could really use the clubhouse. It sounds great for them. But also, if it's full of a bunch of people that have mental health issues, how do we keep everybody safe?
Right. That's definitely a concern, and a priority of us is safety. We have policies in place, for what our kind of acceptable behavior is. Bottom line is we want everybody to be comfortable and feel safe. So while, like what we talked about a while ago, while it's voluntary and completely free, if and it hasn't happened yet, but if there's something that goes over that boundary that we set, then we may ask that member to maybe take a break from the clubhouse for a little bit. So safety definitely is a priority. And a lot of the times we set that expectation with new members that come in, is that we are not a crisis center. That's not our mission, right? We can refer and connect you to services if you are in that stage of your journey. But the clubhouse, the Sandcreek Connections itself, is not a crisis center. The space we're trying to occupy is what happens when you're kind of back to baseline a little bit, but still a little bit, you still need a lot more support and direction. That's where we're trying to be.
Yeah, this is a great segue. You're not a crisis center. What are there any other like kind of misconceptions that people have about what the clubhouse is and can offer? Yeah,
a big part of the stigma that we're trying to fight against is that the members, the people that we're supporting, that they are, quote unquote, hard to deal with. Our people, our members are capable, talented, funny, awesome individuals that are right now like in the stage where they do need some support to kind of get back on their feet and get back on that recovery journey. But I am very comfortable all the time with our members there. I don't feel unsafe at all. I don't feel like it's a burden to, interact and help them. It's when you come into the clubhouse, you wouldn't even notice, like you wouldn't really be able to tell right away who's staff and who's a member.
Sure. And how many members can you have? Is there a limit, or I'm sure there's a daily occupancy limit,
right.
And probably therefore a membership limit, or?
Right. Well, we don't necessarily have a limit. Right now we do have a total of 73 members, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so many.
It's been awesome. It's the growth has been great. We average about, right now it's grown to about 12 members a day come through the clubhouse. And it's a great space, but if we go past that 12, it gets a little tight, but I mean, it's awesome to see the, bustling energy there.
Awesome. And you said it's free. So how does this thing get funded? Do you do fundraisers? You have grants, you have donors, you have how do we keep this thing going?
Yeah, all of that for sure. I mean, especially with the challenge right now with government funding, being pretty much non-existent. A lot of the funding, pretty much 100% of the funding, has been through the awesome work of our board of directors and grant writers. 100% of it has been through grants and private donations.
Are there ways that people can get involved? They don't need it as a service, but maybe they want to volunteer or
sure.
be a part of a program or something like that. How can people get involved and help you out? And obviously, you probably always take a check, but if I can't write a check and I can only give you my time,
Right.
how can I help?
That's very valuable to us as well, because while our main priority is, of course, to support our members, another big thing that we want to continue to help grow is community engagement. We want not only our members to feel that they're seen and valued, but also know that their community has their backs, right? So we love it when there are volunteers. We love it when people come in, even just for a tour. Our members love showing off the clubhouse. We have had a lot of people come in and into Sandcreek Connections and lead different classes. Like we had a local artist in town who came in for our social recreation hour and led a class on collage making. We have a craniosacral therapist that donates her time, and it comes twice a month to provide free mini sessions with not only our members, but whoever wants to come in. Different companies like TCC, they've come in and helped prepare lunch, So any kind of time and volunteer or efforts like that we, our members and NAMI as a whole definitely appreciates.
And how long has the clubhouse been open?
Since November of 2024, so a little over a year, almost a year and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what has been the most challenging part that surprised you? Like, what's the biggest surprise of something you didn't expect when you got the job? Like, I got it. This is going to take a lot more effort than I thought.
Funding for sure. That's always a challenge is keeping it and trying to get sustainability. Definitely. Stigma on, I guess, and misinformation from like the community and members. It's kind of twofold there where, we do know that there's a lot of misinformation about mental health as a whole. So, and we knew that coming in. So that's fine. That's a challenge that we're wanting to, and we feel like we're capable of facing. But for me personally, as the director, my, I guess, biggest surprise is that there's a lot of time investment and effort into that you have to put into getting your members to buy in as well. While it is voluntary, a lot of the time, whether it's because our members may feel a little bit uncomfortable, it's out of their safe space and comfort zone, or they just don't know what to expect. That's part of the challenge too, is letting them know that, hey, you pretty much get what you put into this clubhouse. And the Sandcreek Connections is our club. This is run by the members, and it is creating that sense of ownership. That purposeful work is, while it's hard, it's once it clicks for a member, it's awesome to see.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of like favorite stories you kind of keep in your back pocket of somebody whose life was changed or their healing journey just clearly altered by, or even just like a funny story at the clubhouse, something that's just going to be a core memory for you? I'd love if you could share.
Yeah. I mean, it's never a dull day for sure at Sandcreek Connections. Off the top of my head, some of the stories, success stories of our members. One member that went to training with me, that's part of the standards that we talked about a while ago, is making sure that we're up to par with the Clubhouse International training. So last year we went on a 2-week training to Salt Lake City in Alliance House, a clubhouse that's been around since the 80s. The member that came with me, he, and I won't give out his name. He might be too shy to get the credit he deserves. But when he first started, he actually came in with his older sister, and was kind of quote unquote, just had to be there to, I don't want to say forced, but he didn't necessarily want to be there. And the times that he did come initially, he was kind of just on his phone in the corner and, on social media or whatever. But after that training, and after some time of getting to know the clubhouse and getting to know what he can get from the clubhouse, it just blossomed into what he is now. It's been great to see him. Everything from like him being able to organize and manage all of his benefits and finances. He even planned by himself. He was able to plan and go to the Philippines for a month, which was his very first trip overseas, and he did that all by himself. He's now engaged to somebody and planning for his future. And through the Clubhouse, we were able to help him get employment as well. And right now, like while he's doing great there, what I love seeing as well is him mentoring other members, specifically the newer members coming in and letting them know that, hey, it's fine. You can kind of take your time and go on your own pace, but this stuff works.
Awesome. Okay, so we talked about all the different ways that people can support the Clubhouse or NAMI Far North generally. And, there are events that NAMI Far North hosts and puts on. Definitely. And there's at least one that we want to talk about. Can you mention, can you tell our audience about that?
Yeah, definitely. Our biggest fundraising community event is coming up in the beginning of October 3rd. It is NAMI Walks, and we've had it for a couple of years now. And last year was actually super successful. I'd say like turning point for this event. We were able, through our leadership and connection with the community and other organizations, we were able to make it significantly bigger in terms of attendance and connections with the community. So it starts. Sorry, off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact the schedule, but it is a walk in the morning. It starts in Matchwood Brewery, and there are resource tables there as well after, and we have speakers, and it's an awesome event for everybody in the community to not only, of course, the primary concern and objective is to raise funds, but also to raise awareness about mental health as a whole.
Is it free to participate in?
Yes. We are, of course, looking for sponsors,
Sure.
And the whole thing is fundraising and donations, but to be part of, yes. You can
show up, to hear speakers, to participate
sure.
in the walk. You can do that even without making any kind of donation or whatever. But currently you're seeking out sponsors and people that want to.
They'll want to be involved in whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
In whatever way.
Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Aside from, of course, the fundraiser, NAMI not only has the Clubhouse, but different programs as well that are free, not only for members or people who are living through mental health challenges, but also their family and friends as well. So there are free courses and support groups, and we, all of that can be seen in our website. And again, it's completely free for the community.
Okay, and if you join the Clubhouse here, does that mean you can go to any Clubhouse?
You definitely are welcome. If you join the Sandcreek Connections, then you're a member of Sandcreek Connections. You're not necessarily a member of different clubhouses yet, but they're it's a community. Yeah,
sure.
For sure. Yeah.
And I guess if somebody is kind of like, I don't get it. Like, okay, you have this house type place that people show up at. I get that they have mental health issues, but why should I donate to this and not, research on mental health, or paying for someone's actually to get access to a counselor or something like that?
Right.
What would you tell someone? Not that you'd say, oh yeah, don't give to research. Of course you want to give money to research and stuff too. But for someone who's like not getting why the Clubhouse is important, what would you tell them?
It's funny you mentioned research, because that's one of the main things that we do tell people, that this model is based on research already. Like I said a while ago, it's been around since the 60s, 50s, and 60s. And there's been a ton of studies about not only how effective it is, but also how cost effective it is. So the cost of supporting a member for a year in the Clubhouse is pretty much the same amount that would be needed for a week-long stay in the ER department. So, or it also increases. So there's been a ton of research, and we see it already in Sandcreek Connections in our community, where the main things are we help increase people going back into the workforce. So the national statistic is for people living with mental health illnesses, 20% kind of can go back to having gainful employment. But people living with mental health challenges that are part of the Clubhouse model, about around 40%. And we've seen that as well in the limited time that we've been here in this community, we've seen that already. So, a significant increase there. And it also has an effect on recidivism, which is people who have had experience or with law enforcement and have had that record. It greatly decreases their reoccurrence of being arrested again or going to jail or prison again. So those three main areas of going back to work and being cost effective and helping people avoid recidivism, it's huge.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer to me.
Right.
I'm grateful that we have a place like this here, and how cool that it's the first of its kind in the state. Very awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything, Gabe, that we didn't talk about that we need to get to?
Well, I just want to kind of emphasize again that aside from, of course, welcoming new members, we love community engagement. So whoever is listening to this, if they're interested in either becoming a donor or donating their time, or we're also trying to form an advisory board, we would love to meet with them and give them a tour of the clubhouse. We are open Mondays through Fridays. You only need to either call or even just show up, and we'll give you a tour.
Yeah.
We want more people to know what the Clubhouse mission is, what Clubhouse International is, and specifically what Sandcreek Connections is.
Well, awesome. Gabe, I hope people take you up on that and reach out, if nothing else, to get a tour. And thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. For more information, you can go to crecIdaho.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again soon.